Hi, Keith here. Mark's behind the camera, and today we're working on a lighthouse. So I'm gonna begin. We started this on a different session. We were doing the rock and a little bit of the water, and we're doing something a little different where we're working in smaller, shorter segments now. We will be putting the paintings together each lesson.
Yeah, if you want to see the first part where he painted the rocks and some of the water, it's not in its entirety. He did some work off camera, but you get the basic fundamentals on how to create the lights, the darks, the definition without it being too sharp, all that fun stuff. That's in a previous video. You can find it. This should be in a playlist for you. If not, it was probably last week's video, if not the week before, so you don't have to look that hard.
Yeah, it'll be there.
It'll be there. I'll put a link in the description too, so you can find it easier to just in case. But so we just want to keep things a little simpler, a little more to the point, so you guys aren't watching, a 2-hour video where the first hour is laying down the base color of something, and
Keith ain't sweating to get it done in a reasonable amount of time.
So, and we will do full paintings in the future, I'm assuming, but for right now we're trying to get to more to the point type stuff. Hey, last video was called how to paint rocks or a rocky shoreline, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, close.
This will be how to paint a lighthouse and background trees, so you guys can search and find things more specific as well, instead of the entire painting, which might be rocky lighthouse shoreline. Or, I'm sure you'd be more creative than I am. Can't rate this stuff.
All right, can't write this stuff. Is always anyway. That sounds good.
So what are you doing?
So right now I'm just throwing up some. He's throwing up. No, throwing up some the trees. The what do you call them? The trunks of the trees. So I have something to stick my leaves on. It's kind of a tradition, right? With trees.
Yeah,
all right.
They usually have trunks.
Exactly.
Not always leaves, but the trunks are almost always there.
And I was going to say, and if they don't have trunks, then they're shrubbery, right?
Yes. Then it's a bush.
It's a shrub.
I think that's the Webster's definition. If it has a trunk, it's a tree. If it doesn't, it's a bush.
Excellent. All right, so I have also, I just want to say that sometimes I'm really detailed. Sometimes I like to be a little looser. This painting is going to be a little on the looser side. So I'm not sitting there painting every single leaf, that kind of thing. So this is a little broader sweep of color. Having a little more fun with this, and I think it's a nice kind of sketchy style that is very nice for kind of like scenery painting, a little outdoor scenery painting. All right, so very quickly, I'm gonna just clean up my palette because I want to start some greens, and I got too many blues and oranges floating around. So there we go. All right. So also going to grab a slightly bigger brush. Slightly bigger brush. And we're going to go ahead and just going to kind of swipe in the some of the lighter values of the tree. So watercolors, obviously light to dark, okay? So what we want to do is put our lighter values in first, and then eventually work our way up to the deeper colors. So right now I'm using, for the Schminky set, is May Green. Kind of looks like a permanent green light to me. I'm also using, mixing it with a little bit of olive green, and I seem to get a pretty, a good pretty color out of those two, that combination of colors. Talk much?
Words are hard.
all the time, but it doesn't seem to be English. So all I'm doing right now is just kind of laying a base coat of this lighter green. Now, one of the things you want to do is make sure you leave a little bit of air in there so it looks like you can kind of see through the trees. Okay. You notice I didn't wet the paper. We're just doing, chunks of color here. So see how I leave the little bits of light in here? Because we want it to have a little bit of a see through the tree kind of thing. I just said that. I know. And over here, again, same thing. You're wondering, oh, well, what about the, sky behind here, Keith? I'm going to say don't worry about it, because in this painting, I'm going to have a lot of kind of low light color for the background. Kind of like those typical Michigan whitish gray days, So.
Oh, so cheery.
So sometimes it goes good with my dead grass collection, of which you can always see a very 258 videos of.
Yeah, we have a whole,
vast collection of
collection of
dead grass.
Thinking about putting it out in a box set and DVD if you're interested.
That'd be great.
Keith McGuire, The Dead Grass Years.
Yeah. But so as you can see, this goes fairly quickly, and all right, I like it. Now, what we're going to do next is we'll come in with a little bit of a richer color now. I'm going to use the same paint, same colors. I'm just going to deepen the value a little bit. And we're going to create basically a little bit of shadow on our trees. I don't know if you notice what I'm doing. I'm kind of... So I like using the side of my brush to kind of just drag these things out a little bit. You don't have to sit there with a point and fill it all in. You just kind of drag it. So I use round pointed brushes like flats by using the side of the brush to do it. And that way I don't have to buy so many brushes, right?
That's a good idea.
Cheapskate. All the brush companies are going,
here they come. Yep.
Jerk. And the flat brush paint companies.
No, what he meant to say is he buys new paintbrushes every other day.
Every other day.
Fresh bristles for Keith.
And
that's a T-shirt. Fresh bristles for Keith.
Oh God, like the sound of that. So I put something on Facebook. A owl, the head of an owl. Assignment that we've been doing in class. We're going to do the whole owl. Let me just say that. But I got response immediately. Oh, Keith, it's so much looser than your usual style. I'm like, no, my brushes are just a little fuzzy. I just don't have a sharp brush. And no, it's definitely looser style. It's like when it comes to birds, when I do animals, I do tend to work on them fairly tight. So I don't know. I just can't agree with them. Anyway, all right. So now have some happy trees in my background. And all right, now I'm going to add, I think I'm going to try a little bit of the Quin Sienna. I just want to incorporate a little bit of this brown here and there. Not a lot either. Just to kind of vary the colors of the trees, and also kind of to link it to what's below here too. So I'm just adding a wee bit here and there. Maybe a tiny bit of orange here and there too, to just kind of break up the green a little so it isn't quite so green.
I hate my greens being green.
Hey, I try to break it up a little bit. So okay, all right. So this is basically what I would call my base coat for these trees. I will be going in and adding a little more detail to them. God knows I can't not do that. All right, very good. All right. I hate to say it, I don't remember which lighthouse this is. So I'm going to have to look that up.
Well, like the architectural style or the specific one that's based on?
Yeah, the actual lighthouse itself, yeah, where it's at. It'd be sad. I was talking, in the earlier video, we were talking about you, as a Michigan artist, you have to paint a lighthouse once in a while because it's the law. However, this would be embarrassing if this lighthouse wasn't in Michigan.
But then could it be a freshwater lighthouse still?
Oh yeah, it's definitely on the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay. Canadians don't put in lighthouses though.
They rely on Michigan lighthouses to.
Yeah. So Wisconsin lighthouse maybe?
Yeah. But yeah, no, Michigan yeah. Oh, there's tons everywhere. Everywhere. Ohio, you name it. Many.
I've never seen it, so I don't believe it.
Where's the... trying to think of... Oh, so I'm down near... down on Lake Erie, or near Lake Erie. I'm not on Lake Erie, believe me. But they got a great lighthouse. Beautiful thing. Down by me. Oh, I think it's over by Monroe. But I do enjoy a good lighthouse. I actually want to go explore that one. Probably get shot at though. It's not on the shore. It's out in the water. All right. Okay. He's like, yeah, whatever. Lighthouses. Old man. All right. So, I am going to just lift. I'm going to use a paper towel. I'll lift just a little bit of color that's just annoying me slightly. I'm just going to lift a little out of there. Good. I can be able to put something else back in there later. All right. So at this point, I'm going to... what am I going to do? Mark, how much time we got?
I mean, as much as you need, but...
Yeah, I know, but...
I'd prefer to only be another 10 minutes at most.
10? Well, what do we got right now? Because it might...
I mean, we're at around 15 minutes, give or take.
Guess what? I think we're just going to do the trees.
Oh, no.
Because I think it would take a while to get the rest of the buildings in. And again, I really don't want to rush this. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do the rest of the trees and the vegetation. It's time to get serious. So I took off my glasses.
I can't see.
Yeah. Now I'm just guessing. Now you're just guessing.
Now the trees are out of focus.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's why I wanted blurry, happy, blurry trees. So, what I'm introducing now is going to be some deeper greens and, believe it or not, some violets, just to help create a little more shadow and a little diversity of color, so it isn't quite so green. So as you can see, I tend to work at this point now. I'm starting to work. I'm dry. I'm working, putting the paint down dry. What I do then is I'll come in and then I'll take a little bit of water or a clean brush with water in it, and I'll just kind of fill in. So like I said, the violet's kind of representing a little more of the shadow in the trees themselves. There's enough trees that it would have enough shadow or interesting shadows to them. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm also kind of breaking things up into smaller pieces now. All right. Just come in. I'm touching where I've put the purples. I'm now dropping in just a little more of the darker green. So the violet's going to help, create a little more depth, a little more shadow to the branches of these trees. And if you think your, stuff is just a little too much, size-wise and everything, get a smaller brush. Work a little less paint. Me, I'm being cocky. I'm just going for it. All right. So, now what I like to do is at a certain point, these broad swipes of tree, I'll start kind of breaking branches out of them, little snippets of light and dark here to just kind of like little dibby dabs. And some of it I'll just kind of blend a little bit, so you keep some of the sharpness and then blend away the rest. Earlier, I put in a few trees in to help me, the trunks to help me see them better, and somewhere to anchor the the leaves to. Now I'm coming in and I'm just adding a little more value so that they can be seen a little bit better. Mr. Mark, how we doing?
I'm doing good.
You're leaving, aren't you? Son of a... All right.
Like a waitress, you waited till I walked away from the mic to ask me a question.
I didn't look up, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You're chewing. How's your food? Yeah. Gotta go. Bye. Yeah, now we're at about the 20-minute mark.
Okay. I think, or at least I'm kind of hoping, I'm going to finish this side up a little bit. I'll leave this side over here so you can kind of see how I started, okay? Just some broad strokes. And then on this side, I'm coming in and just doing little touches here and there to, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to do every little leaf, but I am trying to, so break them up a little bit. Give them a little bit of shadow here and there. Yeah. Like I said, it's a little looser style than I usually do, but I think you're supposed to do that when you're doing lighthouses, right? Loose washy. I think that's another part of the Michigan rules. Right now, I am just going to put a little more color to my trunks. So we can kind of see where they're at. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to just pull a few branches out of the green so you can kind of see. To me, there's always like random dead sticks and twigs. I think the funny part is Mark made me he made me tape the page down so I can't spin it anymore. And I'm realizing that I'm having to learn.
It's like learning all over again.
Yeah, I mean,
First painting.
I'm laughing because it's like, wow, I would usually do this at this angle. And I don't think you want me getting up, right? And
Not necessarily.
going to the other side of the table or something to do it. But as you can see, I'm taking these little bitty branches and then I'll add just a little more fluff and puff. HR, fluff and puff. There. All right. I think we'll stop it there for now, I think. So when we come back, I'll finish up the other side of the trees. We'll get to doing the building and then how I'm going to address the sky, which is going to be more of a sweeping clouds flying up over top of the lighthouse. All right.
But you'll have to stay tuned for a future video to see that.
Exactly.
So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell.
Just do it.
Do it. Or don't.
Anyway,
Please do.
Is that everything?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go to rkmcguire.com, check out your online store, some of the prints you have for sale, more coming soon, hopefully.
More coming
other,
soon.
Other
Period.
videos, materials that you use in the paintings with affiliate links. Class schedule if you're local to us. Ooh, sorry.
I'm boring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't see the painting really from where I'm sitting anyway, so.
Oh, that's true. He's
know.
up in the booth.
And when you've only got 20 minutes supposedly to paint something, I don't want to distract you any more than I have to.
Exactly.
So,
I appreciate your help.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. So thanks everybody. We all set?
Yeah, check the links in the description for the Facebook group and all the different stuff I mentioned and more.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
See you next time.